Jenny Flintroy. My name is Jenny Flintroy, and I am here in Largo, Florida with Cousin DIY. And we are a company that does DIY projects for jewelry and decor, and we do different clothing. And today we're gonna go over the Crystal Radiance and how you can add sparkle to any gifts. And I've got a few different ways that we're going to show. We have different techniques, and I'll go over some of the information on the crystals. And we will go ahead and get started, and I will go over what I'm going to be using, my tools that I'm going to be using today, and then we will get into business. And so first, we're going to be using the Bead Landing Crystal Radiance. This is the glue, and I've got this here. It is amazing. And then it has the two little trays that you can put all of your beads in, which I will show you when I start showing you the different techniques. And then I've also got from Bead Landing, we've got wax pins, and then this is great, which I'm using this as well to hold your crystals in, especially when you're using different sizes as you're doing your crystalling. So that's what I'm going to be using today. Our Hotfix tool. And so this guy right here, there's all different tips. For the sake of time today, we're going to be using just one tip with the 16, size 16 crystal for the Hotfix. And we'll be doing that on this cute little Christmas bag that has my name on it. So we'll show you that in a little bit. Right now, what we'll do is we'll kind of go over the different crystals. So the Crystal Radiance, there is good, better, and best with the quality of all of the crystals. And the Crystal Radiance is made in Austria, and it is the best of what you can get for the crystals. And crystals have a faceted top, and then they have a flat bottom, and it's a mirrored bottom, and that way you can see the reflection when you put the crystals onto your products when you start doing it. And so it helps reflect the light, especially if you have something that has color already on it. It will pick up the light from behind. So that is, and then there are also the better are the crystals that are mainly from Czech. And then you also have your China glass, which is your good. So those are the different levels of crystal, but the ones at Michael's that we're going to be using today are the Crystal Radiance, which again are made in Austria, and they are the best level that you can get when adding some sparkle. So now that we've gone over those, I will go over some of the different sizes that you can use, and then I'll start showing you the different techniques. So we've got, and I'm going to show you the Crystal AB is what I'm going to show you. And we've got 6, 8, and 10 in this one, which is used a lot for doing nails. If you can see on the bottom, they've got this, which is really neat. There's 115 pieces in this, and these are great to do nail art and different things like that. Then you've got your 16s, your 20s, and your 30s. The 30s are great when you're doing larger projects. Your 16s and your 20s are good for, right here, I'm doing, these are 16s right here. So for straight lines, or if you want to do something uniform, both the 16s and the 20s are great with that. So these are different sizes that we have all in the Crystal AB. You can get all of these at Michael's. And I am going to be using a combination of these when I show you the different techniques. So now I will show you. The first one we're going to go over is going to be the grid. And the grid is just, as you can see, you're going to have all the same size, and then you're going to do it in line with each other, and you're just going to do a straight line. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to do this. The best way for your crystals is to get them, and like I said, I'm using this little guy right here, and put your crystals in and get them, as you can see, facing up. And so they're easier to pick up. And today I'm using the wax crayon. And so what I'll do first is I'm going to set down my little dots of blue. Yep, let's see if it'll come out. I was just using it earlier. Do we need a new one? Do we have a pin? I don't have a pin. Yeah. Let's just open this one. We're just gonna, for the sake of this, we're gonna open this one. It was working a few minutes ago. I apologize.
One of our viewers wanted to know, why are you using the wax crayon?
I like the way the wax crayon picks up the crystals. It picks it up very easily for me. And also I have small hands. And so this guy is perfect for me to hold in my hands and to pick up and to place, and works well in small areas when you're placing the crystals.
Oh, I wanted to invite everyone to download the PDF that Chanel had added to for extra reference if you need it to.
Oh, a little bit much there. So a little bit less. Just tiny dots right next to each other. See how easy that picks that up? And it's gonna dry clear. So don't worry about this white that I've got, the glue. It dries clear and it should look great after it dries. As I'm struggling. All right. Place a few more and you'll get the idea. And again, you can move them around. It does not get too tacky too fast. And then I usually just, if I'm using this tool, the wax, I just press down and move it with this tool and get it in place.
Is that a certain pattern that you're doing?
I am. I'm doing the grid pattern. This is just basically a straight line, and you're going to put all the crystals in a line next to each other. And then it's going to look like that, and we would keep going. And then when it's all finished, you're going to have, let's see. That's more like a honeycomb. This, but as you get the idea. Once this fills up, it's going to be the whole thing will be filled, and it's going to all be perfect and uniform. So that is the grid, and I will show you. See how that sparkles and how that's perfectly and aligned, and if you get the whole thing.
And if anybody has any more questions about grid patterns or anything, all of this is also in the handout.
All right, so next we're going to move on to honeycomb. So, or brick. So it's, the technique would be honeycomb or brick. So this is going to basically be a straight line again, and I'm using the size 16. Oh, on the grid, I used size 20. These are size 16, and then you're going to, after you do the first straight line, then you're going to go in the middle of the second line, and it's going to be every other. And then you're going to go back, and you're going to go back and forth and do that with the grid. And it definitely gives a little bit more sparkle and bling to your item than the grid does.
It looks like it fills in a lot of space nicely too.
It definitely does. It definitely fills in the gaps very well. So I will show you a little bit of how that's done. Again, This is a new bottle of glue, so it's kind of coming out pretty fast versus my other one. But again, it soaks in pretty quick and it dries clear. I hope everyone's doing good today. Where's everyone out here from? I think I saw somebody that's in from Los Angeles. Ooh.
We have someone from Maryland.
Oh, awesome.
Welcome, Angela from Maryland.
Yes, welcome, Angela. You know, holidays are coming up, and I don't know about you guys, but gift giving has become a little bit different for me. I think, you know, post COVID and everything, I like to do a lot more thoughtful gifts and taking things that might be old and making them new by doing different things like this. Maybe going to Goodwill or something and taking it, and just, it's amazing when you just add a little bit of sparkle to things, how it can transform something from something drab or old into something new and sparkly. And that's exactly what we want to do here and what we are doing. So this is the brick or the honeycomb. I just added a few more to show you that technique. If anybody has any questions or wants to see any more, feel free to let me know. So that's the second technique. And then our third technique is going to be the scatter. So this one and this one, it is fun. I am one of those people that the grid or the honeycomb is a lot less stressful for me, but this one, it shows so much sparkle, and it is great when you're doing items like this guy right here. Look at that, how fantastic that blings out. When you do the scatter, you're using all different sizes of the crystals. And so we've got how I showed you your 6, 8, and your 10, and then your 30 and your 20. You can use any and all. The larger ones, like your 30s and your 20s, are going to be great to lay out first. And then you kind of fill in with your 6, 8s, and your 10s. And then it makes this really great cluster and a lot of bling. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to start putting some glue down, and I'm going to just put some of the big ones down, and we'll put a few of the smaller ones down afterwards and show you just an idea of how the scatter works.
Somebody wanted to know, when applied to the fabric, is the glue waterproof so the crystals don't come off in the wash?
So for washing, we do suggest hand washing for the crystals that are glued, and also for the Hotfix tools. That is the suggestion. When you use the Hotfix tool, the way that the backs are is that there's an adhesive that actually melds with the fabric. So the suggestion is definitely hand wash, but if you really want to wash it, you can put it on delicate, but do not dry. Using a cloth to wipe things down if it's just the crystals that you know, if you have glue or whatever on it. If it's, you know, an item that you're just trying to clean up after you've done your project. But in order to keep the crystals on, we suggest hand washing. Oh. All right, so then after I put a few of those, get my glue, I'll put some smaller ones and you'll get the idea. So I started with like the 30s, and now I'm putting in some 16s, and then I'll go back in with the smaller, like your 6, 8s, and your 10s to just fill in these little gaps that you have after you place the big ones. Definitely is a project that you want to be organized with, that you want to make sure that you get things set up, you have a good space to work with. But it's a lot of fun. It is a little bit tedious, but once you are finished and the product is done, you'll be amazed at the results and you'll probably be hooked.
Someone wanted to know what types of items would this pattern be good on?
So this one definitely is good on larger surface areas. You can, so like we have it here on, like I showed the purse, and then the scatter is also on the K, which this guy was the one that I believe was on the web page. So if you can see here, you've got the different sizes, and there's even on the background, the way that we painted it was a sparkle glitter. We have glitter underneath. So if you want even more sparkle, you can put the glitter underneath, and then you can do any kind of pattern. And really with the scatter pattern, it's up to you. So I have these grouped a lot closer. If you wanted to have space and see some of the background, which is like that on the K as well, you can have it spaced out like how this is. And it doesn't have to be all, you know, together like this. So you can do it however you want, and it is your choice. Sky is the limit with that. So now that I've gone over just showing you the different techniques, I've got a few items that I've started working on that are giftables that I'm going to go ahead and show you. And then I'm going to also show you how to, use the Hotfix tool with this right here with the bag.
Someone wanted to know, did you get these giftables at Michael's?
I did. I definitely did get these giftables. So this right here is actually raw wood that I got, and sorry, it lights up. It lights up. You can't see, it's hard. It's better in the dark to see it, but it's going to look really good as you see. And on here, what I'm going to show is the scatter. So you see here, I have the different colors of green, which since it's painted green, and then you have the AB, the other crystals that I was using and showing you. So this is the start of the larger sizes that I was using, and then go in and I'll add the smaller into this. And this just shows, and these are the different colors of green that we have, and it'll give you a pop of color. It's shamrock. Shamrock is what I've got, 12, 16, and 20. So it's different tones, and it's probably hard for you to tell, but it's different tones of green. There's a lighter, a darker, a brighter, and it just gives it really good bling and sparkle.
One of our viewers also wanted to know, can all flatbacks be used with the Hotfix?
No, they cannot. It's specific flatback, specific bead landing. So the best way to tell is when you are going to buy it, you're going to see this right here, and you're going to see the iron on the package, and that is going to show you that they are Hotfix. And it also says it up top. It says Crystal Radiance, and then it says Hotfix. So you want to make sure it says Hotfix in order to be able to use it with the Hotfix tool. The other ones do not. So I'll show you here. It's going to show you, it's just regular Crystal Radiance, and you're going to use, this is my favorite glue to use with it. You can use other crystal glue if you'd like, but this is just easy because of the tip to be able to get small amounts of glue in those small areas that you're trying to use. So we will now go into, since we started with the grid, this little picture frame ornament that I've got, I'm gonna add some more to that. And I was using 16s, And we will just continue on with that. And then again, if anybody has any more questions, throw them at me. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one.
What kind of material is that frame made out of? Is it
This one
like a
looks,
metal?
it's metal. Yeah, it's metal. It's a metal frame. And then it's painted and it's a glossy finish, but the AB really looks good. You know, I could have done the red. You can do whatever color you want. You could do a multiple colors, but I really think once this gets in here and then you can see it on the tree with the Christmas lights, that it's really going to shine very nicely and you're going to get great color out of it. This glue is a little bit liquidy today. Good thing it dries clear. And I'm just going to keep placing them and we just go around the whole thing. And then the best way, they say 24 hours is the best to leave it so that it can cure. And so that the glue is completely dry and then once, you know, then you're good to go for your giftable item to wrap it or, you know, to gift it or whatever you're going to be doing with it. But they say 24 hours is the suggestion of the length of time if you have that.
We have a couple questions about
Sure.
the glue. Angela wanted to know, does the crystal glue adhere pretty strong or is there another glue we should use?
The crystal glue, go ahead.
And also what brand of glue are we using?
So this is the, where's my package? So this is the Bead Landing brand that I'm using by Michaels or that you can get at Michaels with the crystals. So this will be placed with the crystals there. And this is the glue that I prefer to use, but you can use other crystal glues, definitely.
This one's definitely the strongest.
Yes, this is definitely the strongest. And again, this one is very liquidy that I'm using right now. I'm going to shake it up a little bit, the brand new one, but it dries clear. And again, if you see a fog from the glue when it dries, a warm wash rag with a little bit of soap or just warm water should do the trick once it's dried to kind of get that film that could happen from the glue off. Any other questions? Oh, come on.
Do you have a sample of the smallest size crystal available that you can show us?
I believe the smallest I do have. I think, let's see. The smallest size, I may not have one. I've got the smallest size is going to be 1.4 millimeters or SS3. The smallest one I have in here is the 6, but it goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way up. You can get as big as 48 is the biggest that they come. But I do have on this guy right here, there are some 6s, some 8s, some 9s, some 20, 16, and 30. All right, so once this guy sits for a little bit, it'll dry and you'll get the idea, and that's the grid. It's going to be gorgeous when this is done. And again, it'll dry clear. And then the next thing that we will do, I'm going to use the Hotfix tool. We're going to jump into that real quick. And that's this guy right here again. So it gets really hot. It just turns on here like this. The size that I have on is for the size 16 Hotfix. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to place my crystals in the pattern that I want. And we're going to do the brick or the honeycomb. if you rather. So I'm going to place these along here like so.
Which ones are you placing?
The crystal AB size 16. I'm placing the crystals that I'm going to hot fix down, and then we will use the tool to adhere them. And if you can see the bottom of these guys it's darker. It doesn't have the same mirrored effect as the other ones do because it has that adhesive, but you're still going to get really good color. As you see this bag, we've got other gems on here already, or the crystals. All right, so now I've got it placed. What I can do is go in with the tool, if my hands would quit shaking, and then you press down. And the tool, and it sticks. And then we're going to do that with the next one. And you just move it to where you want it to be. And you just need a few seconds on each one, and you're just pressing down ever so lightly. I'd say probably about 5 to 10 seconds for each one to make sure you've got it in. And then these have moved a little bit, but there you go. And again, I'm doing the every other one. The honeycomb pattern is what I'm doing. All right, I'll do a few more, and then you'll be able to get the idea. Let's put one more right here, and one of these guys right here. So a little bit about me. I am a mom of 2 kiddos, and I have a son who is 20, and he is in college right now in Chicago, and he is doing I'm very proud of my son, and I am definitely one of those mamas who is a gushing mama. And then I have my 10-year-old who is here in Florida with me, and she is just like her mama and loves art and loves to do different things, and her imagination is amazes me every single day. Yeah. She is, when I was working with my crystal, she was right next to me doing her own little project. And I love to pass that on to her. All right, so there is our honeycomb. And then the other you're seeing the script, and that's another one that you can do, which again is just a curved line. And we wrote the name out and then just followed the line with the same size of crystal, and then just did a scatter pattern to add some, and a few little hearts to just make it, and then I'll finish this and go along the bottom of it, and it'll be perfect little bag for makeup, for whatever it can be for. It can be for travel, or whatever you want it to be. I'll go over real quick. So if you do any projects, if you do any of the Crystal Radiance and you take any of your projects that you do and you put it on social media, if you would hashtag make it with Michaels, hashtag create with cousin, and hashtag cousin DIY, we greatly appreciate it. We would love to see your different projects. And then I have one more. So I showed you this guy already, and this has got the scatter pattern. And we're going to continue on with that. And I'm just going to add, I have all the different sizes.
I also have another question for you.
Sure.
Angela wanted to know, are there stencils that we can use to create letters or words on a project? Like, for example, a hat or a shirt?
Yeah, yes, you could use probably any pattern that you're going to use. If you wanted it to use it as a guide, you could definitely use a pattern to follow it. That's actually a great idea to be able to do that on, especially, if you had something like the hat, if this wasn't on here, the heart wasn't on here, and you wanted to, because we were able to just follow the different colors, but if you wanted to, you could definitely do something on there and paint it if you want, and then add your crystals, or just follow the pattern with your crystals.
Oh, that reminds me of that Mother's Day bag we made too, where we used like a vinyl stencil.
Yes. Yep.
From like a Cricut machine.
Absolutely. Yes. And those are very popular right now, the Cricut machines. And so I can see that, and definitely to make it more uniform. And I know I am not the greatest at freehanding with letters and things of that nature, and so using a pattern would definitely be a plus for me.
And Michael's has some really nice heat transfer.
Yes, they do. I actually
stencils.
got a couple of those and used those. I actually got some of their transfer paper too, and had gotten some patterns off of Etsy. But Michael's is great with their different transfer sheets. Oh, come on. Sticky, sticky. And then you have these times where it just sticks and it doesn't want to cooperate. Again, like I said, this glue is a little bit liquidy, but I'm really glad it dries clear. Oh, it's coming out so liquidy today. You see that? It's doing that. We're just gonna roll with it though.
That's right.
Yes, we are.
Sparkle on.
Sparkle on. Sparkle on. I'm running out of little ones. I need some little ones. These little guys are definitely great to get in the middle, but sometimes it's tricky.
It's kind of hard to see. Can you lift it up towards the camera a little bit when you're done too?
Yep, I will. Definitely, for sure. Here.
Oh.
Trying to control this glue. It keeps, as you see, but again,
Oh, I was curious. Does anyone have any holiday gifts they already have in mind they want to sparkle? Or add sparkle to?
all right, see how that's going. We're getting there. Again, this is not something that is gonna take a short amount of time. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a little time consuming, and it is not for the faint of heart, but it is well worth it in the end for the products that you're gonna have for
Ooh.
sure.
Angela says she has a pair of Crocs she's gonna do.
Ooh, yeah, Christine did a pair of Crocs with them, and they turned out amazing.
And Kathy has some wooden mini chests that she's gonna paint and bling out.
Ooh, that's awesome too.
Oh, I can't wait to see all of those. Please share them with our hashtags later so we can see too. We'd love to see those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love bling and we love sparkle. All right. So as you see more, and you see as it dries, perfectly clear, even though we got a little bit of fog here with the ones I just did. Once it's all said and done, it's going to dry clear, and it's going to, once I turn that light on and set it up, it's going to bling out.
So Angela also wanted to know, this glue will work on the Crocs?
Yes, this glue should work on the Crocs as well. Definitely with the Crocs, because it's something that you're going to wear. I would suggest letting it dry for the full 24 hours before you wear them. And then if they get dirty, again, when cleaning them, definitely suggest using a warm wash rag and a little bit of soap with it in order to, you know, keep it. I'm actually going to grab this pen right here. A warm wash rag and wipe them clean.
Okay, you did find them.
I did. If I can get it out now. Oh no. Come on, guy. Well,
Kathy says she really likes the colored crystals. Is there a big variety of colors available?
there are a lot of different colors. I even have some of the ruby and light cyan here. So like this one, you can't really see in this, but let me here. I've got this guy. I'll open it up and put it in a tray so you can see it. And I've got some of the green here as well, so I can show you guys the different colors. And really, if you kind of pound it like this, it will get a lot of them turned over, but you can see here, I don't know if you can see how well you can see the red.
That's pretty.
Can you see that? Again, sometimes it's hard for them to flip over, but I always take them and flip them before I use them. And this is different colors. It's got a darker and a lighter, and then with the green, the same. If you can see, there's different colors. There's a lighter and a darker, and these are mixed with all the different sizes. These are I believe this is the 12, 16, and 20. Both of these packages are. And you can get both of these. These are the Crystal Radiance. You can get both of these at Michael's. And we did use these on this project, or these projects, these little projects that I've done. Any other questions? I'll just keep going if nobody has any questions. This is actually very calming and soothing. You wouldn't think so, but once you get into it, it kind of gets addictive, and you just get to play around and make whatever design you want. Or
Kathy wants to know, can you talk about some prior projects that you've made that turned out really well?
let me think. I'm trying to think of what do I have that I've done at home?
You made those rhinestone heels on the back of the heels that one time.
Oh yes, that was fun. Rhinestones on the back of the heels. Those were something else, and they got a lot of attention. And the bling on those, they were pink heels, and so different colors. I wish I had those here, but I don't. Different colors of pink on those for the whole Barbie phenomenon, and those turned out great.
Oh yeah, and those sunglasses.
Oh yes, see, I just need help sometimes. I can't. Sunglasses are really fun too, especially to add the bling. And who, you know, when you can go and get a pair of glasses, or have a pair of glasses, and you just want to add something to them, blinging them out with crystals and doing sparkles. And you can do any colors. Again, the smaller ones are probably good for that. because you're working with a smaller area for the glasses. There. All right. So, and then I also, with this, I painted this myself and I used, these are all from Michael's. They're good little paints. These are great for, they're washable, everything. I use them with my daughter. We have 2 drawers full of these paints at home from Michael's, and they're great for these different projects in order to, and like I said, so like here I can take now with the red on the red ornament, and we'll do a little bit of a scatter pattern on here to show you with the color, kind of how that works.
Angela said that she had eye surgery and had to wear an eye patch, and her cousin had added bling to it, and oh my God, it became a big conversation piece at work. Angela, that is awesome.
That is awesome. Oh, that is so awesome. And what a good friend. Make something.
Oh, that reminded me of those pens you made that one time too for your daughter's teachers. They were awesome, those crystallized pens.
Oh, yes, those turned out great. Teachers loved those. Those were definitely a hit. Definitely, definitely. And using the grid pattern on those and or the honeycomb is a good one, because again, it's a smaller surface, but it's a rounder surface. And so doing those patterns on there ends up being, turns out great. All right. See, it doesn't really take that long once you get into it and you start placing them. And again, there's no rhyme or reason. Do it the way that you feel. At the beginning of starting to do this, always just felt like I was doing something wrong. But then once it dries and you get it all done and you see your finished product, and see how I can pick it back up and move it. If it doesn't fit in the spot that I want to put it in, I can just pick it up like and move it to another spot. And I'm using the darker and the lighter. So the cyan is in here and the ruby. And so to get more depth and to get more dimension, adding both of the different colors just really helps with that. Anybody have any other questions? All right. So we're almost finished with this guy.
Kathy wanted to know, did you buy this tree already painted?
No, I bought this tree from the raw wood area in Michael's. And there is, when I went in, there's a whole area or like a rack that has all of their raw wood on it. And they have the Christmas theme stuff. And those are great to start off with a blank canvas and then be able to paint it, or you can do raw wood, but when you paint it and then use the different color crystals like we're doing, it just gives it again more dimension and more sparkle because of the way the back of the flat back crystals are. They take on the color of what's below it, and so it's going to take on this red color that I've got once these dry, and it's gonna
Adding glitter too below the crystals
Yep.
also helps it.
Yep, which is what we had done with the letters, is we had added, there was. All right, so there's, and again, let's see, get it up. You see the darker and the lighter. The glue is there, but once it dries, it'll dry in a few minutes and I'll show you guys again. So yeah, this is the one that we showed you before. Both of these have underneath it, we painted it, and then you can just take glitter and Mod Podge paint, which they have at Michael's as well, and just sprinkle your glitter on, let it dry, and then start applying it. So like your K, there's more of the flatbacks on there. This one, there's less. So you can see the difference in the sparkle, but you still got good sparkle because you've got that glitter below it. All right. I guess I can keep going. Maybe we'll go back to this. Anyone else have any questions about colors, sizes, quality?
Did everyone have a chance to download the handout too?
Yeah, the handout has some really good information on it. A lot of different, it has all the sizes. It has information about it being washed. It talks about the Hotfix tool and the information about it, all of the different techniques that I went over today. It goes over that. It even goes over the foil back that's on the back of it, the quality. It even goes over the circular or linear grid style, which is what we were talking about before, but it shows it in both your straight lines, and then it shows how you can do it when you're doing something like the writing on the bag that we've got here. And then it's just a really good, we've even got like one of the AirPod cases. You can bling that out. And I know we've all seen these that we can buy, but you know, why not do it ourselves if we've already got it? Keychains, all sorts of different things. There's cleaning, there's curing, there's all sorts of information on that sheet that's going to really give you what you need. And if you have questions on this and you're a beginner with these crystals.
Someone asked if for Christmas stockings, would you recommend glue on or hot stick method?
I would recommend the Hotfix. I would definitely recommend the Hotfix with anything that's fabric. I would do the Hotfix because you're going to get a much better chance of it adhering and sticking to it. Again, I would hand wash. Usually, you know, stockings don't really have to do that. But the Hotfix tool, once it's cured, it'll stay and it'll stick, and you shouldn't have any issues with your crystals coming off once they're dry. And the Hotfix tool, that dries, the glue dries a lot quicker on the back than when using the glue. Yep. Like with most things, practice makes perfect on these guys. I'm excited about this frame though. I'm gonna put a picture, I think, of my kiddos and me from last Christmas in here and gift this to Grandma and Grandpa.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
For Christmas. Yeah. You know. Patience is a virtue, I tell myself.
So those crystals fit really nice on that frame. What size are those again?
These are the 16s. Yep, these look perfect on this size of frame. And so when picking out your crystals with your products, there are people at Michael's that you can ask, and I'm sure they're going to be very helpful with picking those out. But depending on if you're looking to do, if I was wanting to do one row, I could have done, the 20s or the 30s. If you wanted to do one, but if, as you see, if I place this one here, you're not going to get quite the same effect with that as you would with a little bit of a smaller size on this size of a frame. But your larger, anything larger a surface, you can definitely use those larger crystals. Is it getting cold anywhere yet for anybody that's on? I know we're in the 80s here in Florida, but in the mornings we got a little bit of, it's cooled off a bit in the evenings and in the mornings.
Angela wanted to know, do you know if Michael sells the crystals in bulk? I'm asking because I plan to bling a lot of things and buying the small packages.
That they do not, as far as I know, they don't have the larger ones. These are the items that we have that are within the Michael's store. They all come, it's different depending on the sizes. So your larger ones, you're going to get much less in the package. So on your 30s, there's only 18 pieces, but your 6, 8, and your 10s, those 115 in this package. And then your 12, 16, and 20, you've got 64. So it depends on the size you're doing. Of course, you're going to use a lot less of the big ones, but I do not know if they actually sell them in bulk, but we can get that answer for you real quick. But, Michael's, if they don't have them in bulk, I know for me, I am always, I have my Michael's app and then I have my coupons, but they're generally running sales, and with the crystals, I would just, if they don't have them in bulk, watch for them to go on sale and, plan ahead and know the sizes that you're looking for. And then, when they go on buy 2, get 1 free or 50% off, that's when you snag them.
Yeah, and one of our viewers also had a good point too. They said the China glass crystals are often have larger put-ups, but not in the Austrian crystal.
Yes, and the only difference is if you're going to be doing the China crystal, remember again, is that the Austria crystal is the best level. The China glass is also great if you're doing a larger project and covering a larger space. That may be definitely a choice or an option for you. It's just you're not going to get the same effect that you get with the Austrian, the Crystal Radiance. You're not going to get that same sparkle, but definitely is an option. All right, I've got one more I'm going to put on. And this guy's almost finished. I mean, just that fast. I could have probably done the rest of it, but you get the idea. I mean, look at that thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they have all kinds of different blank canvases at Michael's. They have the plain bags. They have, like I said, the raw wood, all different things. You've got hats, you've got t-shirts, you've got any and everything. You could even take a plain ornament, like one of your, I think we did last year, actually, for one of our Christmas shows. We blinged out with the Crystal Radiance, just a plain round ornament, and I believe it was black, and it's amazing what you can do. We used the chalk, it was like a chalkboard, chalk paint, and then added crystals to that and bling it out, and you can write on it, and you know, many different options and things to do. Any other questions? Well,
One of our viewers wanted to know about the overhead camera base. It's called the canvas camera base.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Canvas camera base. Yeah, it's really cool. And it definitely helps with this. The lighting is really good in here too. This is just so, I can't wait to put this up and see now even the red, how it was white before, and now that the glue is already dried and we've got our bling. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to do yellow and I'm going to do blue, and then we'll finish out, and it's going to look fantastic when it's finished. And I can't, and this will just be a piece of decor for my house. But you know, the sparkle added to all of these is just something you can do with something small and something plain and make it your own. And it tis the season for gifting. Yep. And you know, cousin, we love DIY. It is what we do, and Michael's is one of our favorite places to get all of our stuff for our projects. We make multiple trips a week to Michael's, and definitely Crystal Radiance is by far one of the biggest items that we use in order to do DIY projects when we want to add sparkle to something. Glitter, of course, you know, I could have put glitter here with the green, and then it would have, you know, jumped out even more. So thank you very much. I hope you guys learned a lot, and it's been a pleasure, and have a great holiday season. Have a great day.